Hey chefs! Today we're making the pork ribs with chipotle barbecue sauce and lime crema from the summer menu. If I do videos on the cornbread and pico, that will be in a separate video, but I just wanted to go over the ribs today and just how we cook them in the oven and clean them off. So I'm going to start by making our spice mix. I'm going to go ahead and mix up my spice blend, and I have the ratios and measurements right in the description box below. All right, so I got it all stirred up. This is what it looks like. And so I'm going to set that aside and we're gonna start cleaning the ribs off. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these open over the sink. And these are pork back ribs, and cut off any, kind of like survey, I just got pricked by bones. So if you see bones poking out, just cut them right off now. So that will be our first thing that we're going to do, kind of check to make sure there's no sharp bones sticking out that we need to cut. Now I have my paper towel. This is going to help me remove this layer. It's not skin, I don't know what I call this, but I'm just going start at the top here, run my knife along the top. I'm going to find where the skin's starting here, and I'm going to just take my paper towel and peel it right off. I'm using the paper towel because this is slippery, and this lets me get a hold of this. All right. And then, yep, I'm going to go ahead, cut this off right here because this is going to get very tough in the oven. So I'm just going to cut that part off. So you might end up having, yep, you're going to probably have to kind of overlap 2 pieces for each rib, just depending on how wide they are. I'm going to go ahead and salt my pork ribs. And I'm going to sprinkle my rub right on top. Perfect. I'm just going to pat this down. Okay, I have my sheet tray, and it looks like this mix, you can probably get away with doing 3 full racks of ribs with the amount of spice mix that we made earlier. So yeah, if I shingle them, I can get definitely 3, possibly even 4 on one sheet tray. But since I'm not going to be putting any more on this tray, I'm just going to lay them flat. I have my oven at 400. If you're doing more than 2, you can even put it at 425, 450. But as soon as I get them in the oven, I'm going to reduce the temperature. And let's shoot for 295 today and see how far we can get with that in our 2-hour period. But they should be nice and cooked. The next easiest thing I can do at the moment is to make my lime crema. So I'm just going to do the half. And definitely invest in wide mouth bottles if you haven't gotten your set of bottles yet, or if you have, still go ahead and get some wide mouths because they are just so much easier to work with. So pinch of salt, and I'm going to use 2/3 of a lime for this much cream. Okay. And then we'll come back and check on these ribs in a little bit. Perfect, my ribs are out of the oven. I cooked them for about 2 hours. If you have time to cook them for 30 more minutes, that's great too. But they're still nice and tender. They're not fall off the bone, but they do have a nice bite to them, which is a really nice texture. So as you can see, I'm going to go ahead, take them out of the foil, and then wash off my tray, put them right back on so I can start making my barbecue sauce and just brush the sauce onto the ribs. I'm also gonna get my oven at least 450 so that we can glaze that sauce right onto the ribs. All right, so I'm gonna start by chopping up my chipotles. For 2 racks, I'm going to go ahead and use half a can of these chipotles. From here, I'm going to add in the rest of my ingredients for my barbecue sauce, and I'll have that in the description box below as well. And I'm going to start dabbing my sauce onto my pork. And it's always nice to have a little bit of sauce left over just in case anyone asks for it. My oven's still preheating, but as you can see, I can only get 2 ribs to a tray. Another alternative is to get your broil going on low or medium. And don't use the top rack, but get that rack down to like the next setting under that, and that should be perfect to glaze your barbecue sauce. Okay, my ribs have probably been in the oven for about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull them out. I'm just gonna stack these for plating purposes. And just give it a nice drizzle over the top here. And so yeah, let me know if you have any questions, guys.